Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. This is episode 369 of the Brothers Geek Out podcast, joined by the younger brother Ash, who always, for some reason, keeps making me look small, man. Lean back, bro. Damn. Anyway, guys, we're here to. It's been another week. It's been a busy week. We got a lot to talk about, man. And it's my last week in London, so it's gonna be the last time I'm here doing this in person, giving you the Brothers Geek Out podcast in person. Next week I'll be back in Dubai, and it will be the Zoom. But yeah, man, Ash, how you been, bro? How's the week?
I'm good, bro. Week has kind of just started. I mean, just been busy, really.
Well, since last week, how's
things? Since last week, yeah, I think it's been good, man. Just yeah, same old work, training still, and that's it, man. Playing games, maybe once in a blue moon. And, that's it. There's nothing else. Yeah.
Cool.
Else, guys. Yeah, just
cool.
Getting along and just keep moving forward, and doing this manager training program now, trying to move up within the agency that I work for. Yeah, and that's it, man. A bit lazy with training. I've been struggling, as I've told you, trouble waking up, because now when I wake up at 4:30, it's still dark outside, and I'm not used to it now. So my body's a bit all over the place, I'll be honest with you. I am struggling to wake up.
Now you're cycling as well.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing this for a year, so during the winter times it's worse. It's dark.
Yeah.
When you leave, it's dark when you come back.
Yeah.
But now you've got to get on a bike, you've got to ride out and whatnot. You need to get a light as well.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I need to buy a light. I got paid today, so payday. Payday comes, payday goes. So I need to buy a light. But I have been struggling, training, guys, just waking up at 4:30 today. And I was like, yeah, 5 minutes, and then boom, 5:30, and I was like, okay, I better drive to the gym today. So I didn't cycle today, guys. But hey, I sit at the gym, train for an hour, stay awake in time for work, and have my morning coffee. But yeah, I guess everyone goes through that phase. I chat to people in the gym, and everyone's going through that. Everyone's like, how are you finding it? Like, have you lost motivation? I said, I haven't lost motivation. I'm just a bit lazy at the moment. But I'm still here. That's the main thing.
Well, that's because it's discipline. Yeah. Motivation ain't shit. Motivation comes and goes. Yeah. Discipline is what gets you in there.
This is what I said to the guy I was chatting to in the gym. I said, dude, the main thing is you're here. We're here. It may not be the greatest workout, but it's a workout, and we're still here, man. So yeah, we just got to keep moving forward, man. And that's how I see it. If I'm in the gym, be it half an hour, I'm happy. But yeah, man.
Just gotta keep going, man. Yeah, next week I'm getting back in. I've been training, but a little bit of kettlebell stuff in the garden, really. Yeah. This routine that I've been doing in London, which is fine. I've got the flexibility with work and whatnot, so I could cover Asia and do Europe and finish early. But I got calls and stuff with the US and whatnot. But I've been able to fit in my kettlebell workout in the garden, which would be cool. And in the morning I do a little warm up and whatnot, just to keep things loose. But definitely packed on. Actually, I don't put on weight. I've just lost shape because I've been eating good. Lots of good food from mum, and then also just being eating sweets and stuff. Yeah. So next week when I go back to Dubai, back on the diet, back on fasting for long periods of time, and just back on the training, man. So looking forward to that part, I guess. Not looking forward to leaving. It's always hard to leave. We just witnessed Isla crawling. I mean, that's what I love the fact that I got a chance to witness that.
Yeah, man.
When before she left, I knew she was gonna do it.
Yeah.
I knew she was before we left. She was gonna do it, and she did. I've been when I say I've been teaching her, man, I've been doing my training in front of her. She's seen me do press ups, and she gets in that position. And I've been trying to tell her, come on, get that coordination, get that core strength. Right arm, left knee, left arm, right knee, and she finally did it, man. It was so awesome to see that in action. I love it.
It's quite emotional, man. When see my kids grow up so quick. Idris speaking as a philosopher, and he has this hand movement when he tells a story, or he's telling something about, I don't know, the black hole theory or the planet. He wouldn't just talk. He talks with his hands, and he has these the hand coordination.
Yeah, I call it the philosopher.
Yeah.
The black hole theory, and also that's how he talks. I love it, man.
Yeah, man. And then just seeing my daughter crawl now. I mean, I've seen her going through the transformation. I've seen her crawl now from my phone, which is crazy. Yeah, you kind of get emotional because just time doesn't stand still, man.
No,
time doesn't stand still. But hey, man, it's a blessing that I'm here. I'm able to see it. Thank God, man. Thank Allah. Like, hey, you know, we all witnessed it. We were, you know, we're there to, you know, cherish it.
Yeah,
It's
memories, man.
it's the
Memories.
man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's been great. Yeah, no, so it's been a busy week, and we've watched some shows, we've watched some movies. We're gonna be talking about a lot of it. A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, myself just getting through work and whatnot. Went to see Curtis, as you saw. Hopefully, if you haven't, check it out. The Fight Talk with the BMAs. We had a great UFC card, UFC 291, and I went and saw Curtis, and we done it live, which was awesome. Our reactions were amazing. Just having that energy, like
fights, though.
Oh, wicked fights. I mean, when I react by myself, it's crazy. But having that energy of someone else, we were up all night. I haven't done that in ages, right? Because the fights here start at 3 a.m. We were up all night, and then we were just on a hype. I mean,
the last time I did something like that was when Khabib was fighting McGregor.
Oh damn!
I stayed up all night.
Everyone stayed up.
But I can't do that anymore. My body's shutting down now. Even my wife said the other day, she goes, "Why do you look so sleepy on the podcast?" And I'm like, "Because I am tired. I am tired, man.
I'm a bit tired myself, actually." But yeah, Saturday stayed up all night. Fights were great. Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier, just crazy head kick knockout.
That was a shocker because, you know, even though it looked like he blocked it, it clipped at the back of the neck.
Yeah, he wrapped the foot around the neck, man. I mean, it happens, man.
Did you see that meme going around?
No.
The referee's name, I forget his name.
Dean, who done the people's
Dean,
elbow.
Yeah.
Because he jumped in.
That made me laugh, man, because it did look like he gave him a people's elbow.
Yeah. Poirier even tweeted it. He's like, "No, you gave me a people's elbow." Poirier is an amazing fighter, and his post press conference, whatever you call it,
good, man.
Post fight press conference interview was amazing. I love the way he said, he's like, I win. I know how to win like a man, so I got to learn how to lose like a man. But he's amazing.
You know, the energy between them two, it's 5 years since their last match?
Yeah.
The energy between them was very, what's the word I'm looking for? I respected both the way they were.
Yeah. They're both amazing.
They're both amazing fighters.
They're on top of the level of the 155-pound division. Look, you got Islam as a champion, Charles Oliveira second, number one contender. Well, they're gonna fight in Abu
Dhabi. Was it this year? When is it?
October 21st. I think it is. Tickets are sold out. I already checked. As soon as the card came out, I looked for it. They were sold. Yeah. But I mean, you got Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje right underneath 3 and 4, and they're the best up there. Yeah. Then there's a big sort of division. Yeah. I mean, kind of sort of division. And Gaethje will definitely get the title.
I mean, he even said it again, like, you know, if Dustin wants to go out again, like he accepted my offer, I'm happy to accept his offer again.
Yeah, but he also said, let's not fight again, because it's them two just going at it. It's just war.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. The rest of the card was awesome, and then driving in London is where I wanted to get to. Is horrible, bro. Driving in London sucks. Yeah. I left at midnight. He lives in southwest London, I think it's southeast, I can't remember. I left at midnight thinking it's going to be alright. Alright, Waze took me through Walthamstow, Black Horse Road, Leighton. I don't know, maybe because of traffic, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, bro, still traffic at Blackwall Tunnel. Yeah. You're driving at 20 miles per hour. Every road is 20 miles per hour here. You have to concentrate harder to drive at 20 miles per hour. Bro, I hate driving here. Hopefully I didn't get catched by no cameras. I don't even know the bus lanes. Potholes, the roads are narrow. Listen, I don't enjoy driving in London. I have to be honest. I know Dubai driving pisses me off because of the people, but in regards to the roads, it's so much better.
It flows better.
Bro, I drove from here to Curtis's house. It was 27 kilometers. It took me an hour and 20 minutes.
Jesus.
In Dubai, when I travel from my house to my office or the gym, it's about 35 kilometers, maybe a bit more. I get there in 35 minutes because you're just driving on the motorway all the way.
I think London is overpopulated in my opinion, and I mean, I personally think there is too many drivers on road, and I understand why all these regulations are in place, and they're trying to encourage people to cycle more.
Yeah, but it's hard to get around though.
It is. I mean,
when I say hard, public transport is not cheap. And it is a mess. It's dirty and it's disgusting. Like we're in Singapore. It's clean. Public transport's clean, it's cheap, and it's efficient. Whereas here, it's not. So I don't blame people to be like, I don't want to go on a bus. Plus, it's dangerous in London as well. Yeah. So it's not even safe. So I don't even want to go out on public transport. I don't want to. It's expensive. It stinks of piss. Yeah. Like, so what incentives are there to not drive? It's disgusting. If you're on a bike, okay, that's also dangerous. You got crazy drivers, but you got people trying to rob you and shit. So. It's not. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean London. Yeah, you know my thoughts on London. I do feel London is a broken city. I think it's finished. I think the UK's finished in general. If I could find a job in Dubai or somewhere, I'll be out in a click of a finger, man. But there's so much commitment here. But yeah, London's finished. I hate driving. Like, I work 10 minutes drive. In the morning is 10 minutes if I was to drive to work. Because of this whole LTN business, and the LTN in London, guys, is a low traffic neighbourhood where certain areas you can't drive unless your permit allows you to drive within it. So on the way home, it would take me half an hour. From a 10-minute journey in the morning to half an hour. I used to get angry thinking, I fucking just live there, but I've got to go all the way around just to get home. And I think that's what kind of pushed me to get a bike and think, you know what, it's exercise and it's cheaper and I get home in, I think I cycle home in 10 to 12 minutes. So it's a win-win for me, man.
Just makes more sense.
Makes more sense.
I mean, London, driving in London's a mess, put it that way. I don't enjoy it. But anyway, so that was Saturday night, and then, yeah, man, haven't done it in ages. It was great to see Curtis. He's moving to Thailand in September, so that's it. We'll, but me and him will continue to do the fight talk because we really enjoy it. MMA and UFC and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, it's my last week here, so I'm just gonna enjoy the week.
Yeah,
and
crazy, isn't it? 6 weeks, right?
6 weeks gone so quick, man. It's always emotional leaving, but go there, get back into routine. Hopefully, you guys will come in December. And it's good to have routine though, because I don't have proper routine here, especially with training and stuff. I haven't done any martial arts in 6 weeks, and I could go. Yes, I could go. There's no excuses, but my excuse is I'm here to see family, so I'd rather spend that time with Idris and Alara and Ayla and Nia and all them lot, and mum, dad, everyone, then go do jiu-jitsu, where, in Dubai, I'm going to go do it anyway. So that's my thing. And martial arts is forever. It's not a temporary thing for me. I'm doing it forever. So that's why I don't mind missing 6 weeks and spend time with the family as I'm here, because I know for a fact I'm just going to be training.
Do you ever feel like it's good to just sort of take that break though?
Yes and no. Yes and no, because consistency, trying to do it multiple times a week, just keeps your body strong, keeps everything like, nimble and whatnot, and also just keeps you practicing and drilling the techniques. Not saying that I forget, but the more you do, the better, obviously.
Of course, that's anything.
So and then going back, I'm going to be out of condition. Sparring and rolling is going to be tough. Going to be completely out of condition. Got to build that back. My body's going to hurt. The first time I roll, it's going to hurt more. I'm not young anymore, man. It's getting older, so like, not only is it going to hurt, it's going to hurt more because I'm older. But yeah, no, I don't think it's good to take a break, honestly, and as long as you're not injured. If I was, now I'm older, and if I get an injury, I'm a lot more like, fuck, I want to go training, but you know what?
You would just take that little break.
Because otherwise, if it gets worse, I'm out for a long period of time. So
I feel like that.
I'm cool to take breaks, but anyway, I'll get back to Dubai next week, get back on it.
Funny if you say, I felt like that next week. Last week, remember, I think I injured my shoulder doing shoulder press or something, and I thought, that Wednesday, I woke up and I thought, let me just take that gap. And it was nice taking a break, but at the same time, my mind was like, maybe I should have gone to gym and done something else. Not shoulders or bench press or chest, maybe legs, work out the bottom half. When I took that gap, I didn't feel good about it. Because my colleague was like, oh, it's okay to take a rest. And I'm like, nah, but you're fat, dude, and you're just saying that to make yourself feel better.
That's it. No, listen, not to be bad and whatnot, and I don't want to fat shame people, but you know what the truth is? People will say that to you to make, and if you agree with them, it'll make them feel better. You know what I mean? Make them feel like, oh yeah, he took a rest, so it's okay that I don't train. No, like, it's not, someone who does not train and tries to give you advice saying, oh, it's good to take a break, or it's okay. The one that gets to me, right, and everyone says this about diet, diet's cool as long as you eat in moderation. I hate that one.
A lot of people say
a lot of people say that because they don't have a controlled diet and whatnot. So they just say that to make themselves feel like, because that's what the doctors used to say. I'm like, no. Like, what do you mean in moderation? Sugar's bad for you. Full stop. There's no benefits of sugar. So even eating that in moderation, maybe it might not do anything too bad or whatnot, depending on your diet.
You're still taking it.
It is poison, right? And a lot of food out there is poison. What, like processed food in moderation? That's poison. Sugars and all that sort of stuff, poison. Maybe carbs a little bit, like, bread and whatnot, I guess in moderation, cool. But if you cut that shit out, all that gluten and all that shit. So that's the one I hate the most. Oh, all in moderation. No, like, and especially coming from someone who doesn't train, who doesn't do. I'm like, you're just saying that to make yourself feel better, right? But I always say, nah, I don't believe in that. That's why I don't eat sugar in moderation. I don't eat carbs. No, I fast and I have a keto diet. That's what I like to do. In my opinion, that works for me. You know what I mean? Yes, on the weekend I would indulge in some sugary food like a milkshake. I love milkshakes. So I'll do that, and burgers, man. I love my burgers, but. You know, but when someone who trains like The Rock and he's there on a Sunday, is like, look at my cheat meal. Because you train like a beast all week. Like there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm trying to say? He trains like a beast all week, all day, every day, not even all week. So of course he deserves a cheat meal, and if he wants to, he can do it. But if someone that doesn't train or eat and they're like, yeah, it's just my cheat meal. No. Don't make yourself try and feel better. Oh, The Rock does it. No.
Yeah, but he trains
exactly.
He could afford to have that one cheat meal, man. So, yeah,
that's it, man. Well, look, guys, let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about this week. A lot has happened.
What's bugging me? My son left a lollipop on the table.
That's jokes, bro. He didn't even wrap it. The wrapper's right there. My guy just left it on the table. That's going to be sticky.
So my son, decided to play Xbox. Oh, he wanted to play Xbox. I let him play. But I'll come back to the games room to find a pack of crisp and a lollipop. Not in the wrapper, but just left on the table. And that's just driving me nuts right now. But hey, we're going to do, man. That's kids, all right? Just got.
I bet your Xbox controller's sticky as hell.
Well, that's what I gave him. The other one.
His own one.
I got my own one. I gave him his own. So do whatever you want with that, but don't touch my own.
Alright, man. Well, look, let's get into this, man. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of things watched and everything. Alright, first of all, sad news, right? I feel like we do this all the time. But Sinead O'Connor passed away this week.
She was like, what, 50 something?
50 feels young these days. I think it was like 54, I believe.
Yeah.
I tell you why I know her from, I listen to Magic Radio. When I'm in London, I love Magic Radio. Yeah. And that tune always comes on, that old tune from the 80s. I think it's like, something, no, that's bad. I don't even know what it's called, man. What's it called? No, oh shit. I have to find the name of the tune, man. Sorry, my bad. I had it in my head earlier and I know how it goes in my head and there's no way I'm singing it on here, but...
Wait a let me find it.
Go on, Sinead O'Connor.
How do you spell the name?
I have no idea. S-I-N.
Yes, I.
Oh, there we go.
There you go, yeah, there you go. Which song is it?
Nothing but... No, come on, man.
My Bluetooth's connected to something.
I'll tell you the name of the tune, man, because... It's the one tune that they always play on Magic Radio. Nothing compares to you. This one.
Yeah.
Have you got it? Yes. This is the one. Forward it in a bit.
I don't know how she passed away, but was it?
I don't know, I don't know. So, this tune always comes on Magic Radio. I like this tune. Yeah. And then when I found out she passed away, this tune came on and whatnot. I was like, oh damn, she passed away. But what I didn't know, she was first of all, she was very an outspoken person. She spoke up against, political and all that sort of stuff. I didn't really know all this stuff, to be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
And then I found out she reverted to Islam not too long ago, like a couple of years ago, maybe within the last 10 years or whatnot. So she gave up all that rock and roll lifestyle, if you want to call it, and reverted back to Islam. And her son passed away, I think, in the last 10 years. I think he committed suicide. And I think that might have taken a toll on her, I think. Damn. Again, I don't know, like I know her life or whatnot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, but then also what I found out, she performed at one of McGregor's fights.
Is it?
I didn't know this. So when McGregor came out a while back, I think this was before the Khabib fight. This might be the Aldo fight or whatnot.
Yeah.
This is the first time the UFC ever did that live performance. It was Sinead O'Connor.
Oh.
And this was definitely before she reverted to Islam. So this was probably the Aldo fight. So we're talking about maybe, when did he fight Aldo? 2015, 16?
I
think so. So she reverted to Islam within the last couple of years, not even that long. Wow. But she performed at that, and I was like, oh, I saw it in the UFC this week because they gave a little tribute. And I was like, oh shit, she performed for McGregor. So, I know her from that tune, but then all these things have been coming up and you've been learning more about her, which is, I just want to give, respect, condolences to the family. She reverted to Islam, so, may Allah forgive her for her sins and bless her paradise. And I hope she's at peace now, so. Rest in peace. The other thing I wanted to bring up, which I'm going to bring up every week, and I said it on last week's podcast, is Sound of Freedom. I'm gonna bring this up every podcast until we watch it. Right?
I heard about Elon Musk joining with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, a lot of people are speaking out. So finally, it's getting a release in the UK on September the 1st, I believe it is.
Good.
I saw some other posts that it's getting released in other countries like Australia and all that sort of stuff. So it's getting the recognition that it should be. Also, what's happening as well with this movie, because of people like, you know, Elon Musk and Mel Gibson, or a lot of actors, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of controversy about this. Many different podcasts have been talking about this because the mainstream media and Hollywood have been trying to boycott this movie, but because of the interest that it's been getting through, you know, the social medias and all the podcasts and people talking out, bro, this is one of the first movies that has increased in revenues after the first week. And that's because people are talking about it, more cinemas are showing it. I've been reading that more cinemas will be opening their screens too.
Like, certain cinemas were just showing, like, what, a handful of showings, right? Because they didn't want to have it every so often.
They were boycotting it.
Yeah,
they were boycotting it. So I listened to one interview with the guy, and I should know his name, and I will have to learn it. And he said, someone asked him that blatant question, why do you think Hollywood is boycotting it? And he goes, well, from one scene in the movie, it exposes Hollywood. That there was more, you know, Epstein's Island? It wasn't just the only one. Okay. So an Epstein's Island, we know about that, right? Yeah. We know political and mainstream figures went to the island, who's the president, what's his name, Clinton. And then a lot of, like, you know, mainstream scientists and whatnot all went to the island. They were all pedophiles, all of them. Like, Epstein, obviously we know, committed suicide, but they're saying some other bullshit. No, not committed suicide, my bad, sorry. He was fucking assassinated, but they pull it as he committed suicide. Anyway, so that's why they've been blocking the movie. I heard Oprah's name in there as well. She was exposed. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bring this up every podcast until we watch it, we give our thoughts on it. But I'm glad that it's getting the recognition. I'm glad that it's opening up on more screens. We're getting it in the UK finally. Hopefully it gets around the world. My point about this movie, you know, it exposes Hollywood, and it should do, but the main key thing it exposes is child trafficking. And I just don't understand why the world and the leaders in the world
want to close doors to that.
Yeah, and why they're not, you know what, it's like, instead of fighting each other, we have a common enemy now. Our children are getting kidnapped for this disgusting, inhumane thing. Now, listen, some people are murderers anyway. They bomb children anyway. We've seen that all over the world. They're bombing children. So, like, really, the leaders don't really give a fuck. But it's a shame, man, that leaders can't just get together and say, look, I'll stop fighting for a while. Let's go kill this terrorist criminal organization who are trafficking our children around the world. Let's finish them off first, and then we'll go back to war. But no, that's never gonna happen.
It's a business, though, isn't it?
It's horrible, bro. It's $150 billion business. And people, if you got people like Hollywood and Epstein and all them involved, you know, in then you know that's why they don't want to close it down, because there's a big business for them.
It's crazy, right? And you know, it's just, I don't know, it sickens me, man. The kids.
Children,
bro. I look at my kids and I think they're just so innocent, man. Like, I'm so paranoid, like, having my son play outside, and I'm constantly watching him.
That movie would be hard for you to watch.
That would be hard
any parent.
I think that would be hard for
I'm not a parent, it'd be hard for me. Bro, I've been seeing little clips. And the beginning of the movie, as it's opening the credits, shows real life footage of people kidnapping children. It's horrible.
I mean, you see it on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, where kids are getting abducted by, you know, these people. I think I saw one in London, South London somewhere, where a lady was walking, a bunch of guys on a bike pull up, they try and grab the kid, and then a local van driver and a lorry driver came running and just started attacking these guys, and they just fled the scene, left the kid. But you know, the thought of that, the mother feeling helpless, and these three men, grown-ass men, trying to kidnap this kid, sickens me, man. Sickens me, honestly. Like, we always speak about it. We need a Punisher out there, and It does say that,
I don't give a fuck. And the guy who's making the movie, he's like a Punisher. I have to remember his name. The real life guy who's actually going out
because
there.
it's based on a real life.
He's like, he's a hero.
He's an ex-marine or something.
I think
right?
so. I think so. And I really gotta watch this movie and watch his story.
Salute to him, man.
Yeah, he's like the Punisher, man. Like he's like the Punisher that we need. That goes out to these fucking places. And I I don't know what he's doing. I wish I shouldn't say this, but I hope he's gunning these motherfuckers down. I don't have the courage to do what the hell he's doing, but I feel like, I can't do shit. I ain't got the courage to do it. I'm not trained like him or whatnot. I don't have the mentality of him.
Yeah.
But people like him are out there. It's great to have people like him out there doing what they need to do, man. That's like I say, man. Like I know people might think I'm crazy saying we need a real Punisher out there, but in that case, I don't give a fuck, man. You need a real Punisher out there to finish off these people, man, because they don't need to be around, man. And when your government, when the world governments don't come together to stop stuff like this, then this guy's a hero. He's doing it himself, or again, whatever team or whatever he's got going on. It is not. I don't think it's government led. It's him. And the team and whatnot. So bless them, man. Listen, the movie's coming out, Sound of Freedom. If you can get your hands on it, watch it. If you're in the UK or whatever country you're at, it eventually should come out. UK, it's the 1st of September. Watch it, support it, spread the word. Again, we need to spread the word of this movie. So cool. All right, let's move on. All right. So the SAG, the SAG-AFTRA strike still going on, which again, we've spoke about and whatnot.
I heard about Spider-Verse.
Yeah, we'll get into that. There's going to be a lot of things that have been delayed. Sony's delayed a lot of things, but The Rock made a big financial donation towards it to help and support and whatnot.
I heard about that. Yeah, again, he's a top guy, man.
He's a lovely guy. I mean, again, I think he's always there to support. These people like the owner of Disney, the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, whatever, earning million. Apparently, he earns like 75,000 a day.
75.
And these average writers are getting like 60,000 a year or something like that. My guy's getting more than someone's salary in a day.
And he doing shit.
And this motherfucker's saying that they're asking for too much. I'm like, bro, you get paid 75,000 a day.
Fuck,
so
man.
These guys are just asking for their fair share.
That's where greed. He's greedy.
Oh yeah,
that's where greed gets in place, man. He's so used to that taste of money, you don't want to share, man.
No, I never would, man. And the
that's
thing
with any business, though, isn't it?
But I read some stats, right? So I think Sam Jackson on his Instagram put it up, and he was basically had like Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, Sony, whatever, and he's saying that what the percentage of revenue that will come out of their revenue that will help this cause and pay off the rights, and it was less than 0.1%. From each of them. So that's all they got to pay out. Wow. That's all less than 0.1% of their revenue to pay out and give these people what they want, but they're refusing to do so. It's disgusting. Listen.
Again, it's just sickening, man. Money, money, they say money's the root of all evil. This kind of shows it, man.
Well, I mean, look, loads of people are on strikes from many different industries, right? And you they want to compare. You don't want to compare a teacher to this and to a writer or an actor or bus driver. Everyone's in their lane or whatnot, but the fact is they should all be getting paid what they're worth, right? Based on the company revenue and all that sort of stuff. So yes, these studios and writers who because someone made a comment. I can't remember who it was. It might be an Ahmed who said, "Why are millionaires striking?" But it's like it's not. Yes, they're millionaires, but they're striking for the job that they're doing. They should get the fair cut based on the industry and the job that they're in. Same with the bus drivers and teachers. They should be getting paid more based on what they're doing and whatnot. But just the way it is. But The Rock did make a donation, and
salute to him, man.
Yeah, salute to him. We'll go into that more in regards to titles that have been. Oh, actually, let's just go fucking into it, but since we're talking about it. So, yes, there's been a lot of titles that have been postponed because of that, So, Craven's been delayed till next year. Beyond the Spider-Verse is apparently right now indefinitely. Bad Boys is coming out next year, June. Venom 3 is next year. No, 2025, July.
Oh, Jesus. It's been pushed back.
So, I think so. I think that was pushed back. So, Sony said they've pushed back a load of stuff. And whatnot. So that's in regards to the strikes, but
I didn't know Craven was pushed back.
Yeah, that was pushed back. Considering we just got a trailer, it's pushed back till next year.
Great.
Next year, August.
A year, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's that. But
it's not fair. We as the viewers that have been waiting for so long, we got to suffer.
I guess we gotta suffer, but I guess the writers and whatnot. Hopefully they get what they want.
Yeah.
End of the day, we're gonna still consume the content. Like,
Yeah.
do we not pay for it? Like, how
I don't pay for it, man.
to support them, to support the writers and stuff? We should not pay for it.
Okay.
And say, oh, we're gonna boycott you lot, and then until you pay the writers.
Until you pay the writers, yeah. Because that way they don't get paid.
Yeah, they won't get the studios won't get paid.
The studios won't get paid.
Yeah, so end of the day, like them postponing things, meaning they're not gonna get the revenue basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully they just sort it out, man. I mean, I think this is the biggest strike they've done since 1960 something.
Mm-hmm.
So just give them some of the money, man. You guys earn so much, but that's corporate for you, man. Anyway, we have watched a few things, bro. So a few things to review.
Yep, let's do it.
From movies to TV programs. So let's start off with Oppenheimer.
I didn't watch it.
You did not watch it? Oh yeah, for real.
Only purely because timetable.
Okay.
For me, it was a late. It's a 3-hour movie. You guys went at 7:30. I knew it was gonna come back home by 11:30. I'm usually in bed by now, which is 10:30. I'm usually in bed quite early. So I know you guys invited me. I don't know if you want to speak about it. You can openly speak. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, bro. On the truth of the fact that it's not a spoiler because it's based on the real biopic and whatnot. Yeah. But what I will say is, first of all, Nolan. It's a 3-hour movie. Yeah. And a 3-hour movie based on dialogue, really. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's a big. That's to keep your interest. It's tough because you got your end games out there. You got your Mission Impossibles and all these other 3-hour movies, and a lot of it keeps you entertained with action. To do 3 hours of dialogue is a tough one.
100%.
But the performances of Cillian Murphy and then Robert Downey Jr. and you had like loads of there was loads of people in this movie. Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Florence Pugh. She's the one who showed her boobies on the screen. I'll tell you that in a second. That was funny with Darcy. It's just
was he in it?
Jack Quaid was in it.
Jack Quaid was in it.
From The Boys. Matt Damon was in it. Josh Peck.
Oh
yeah, freaking from that show.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett was in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. David Malantrain. I can't say his name.
Yeah. That's quite a good cast. Gary
Oldman was in it. Yeah.
Oh.
This guy was in it.
Oh, the German guy.
Yeah, I can't say his name. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Him, Casey Affleck.
Yes, I do remember. Yeah.
This guy, my God, Sadie Stratton.
That's a good cast, man.
Who else, man? Oh my God, look at all these people, man. Yeah,
loads
of people in this
movie. Him as well, Tony Goldwyn.
Yeah, you had him. I've seen him before. Who else was in it?
Damn, it's a good cast when you look at it.
Listen, man. First of all, just
the cast just goes on though.
It just goes on and on, and it's an amazing performance. Cillian Murphy's
he's awesome, man.
So they recorded this in IMAX, right? And one of the things I think why they want to Nolan's just a master at that anyway, right? Every Nolan movie now is like a spectacle, right? It's like Quentin Tarantino. When Nolan comes out with a movie, it's a spectacle. You want to go to the IMAX to watch it, and he doesn't like CGI, so he does everything like without CGI. Yeah. But what he captured in this movie, look at the moon, bro. It looks amazing.
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah. Man. So what he captures in this movie with the IMAX and the big screen is a close-up. It's close-ups on Cillian Murphy's face. Yeah. And it's amazing what he can capture, and it's amazing what Cillian Murphy can do as an actor. But you can, throughout the movie, you capture the emotions in his face and everything that's going through his face and his eyes and the facial expressions and all that sort of stuff. He really captures that through the IMAX. Through IMAX, you're always thinking, special effects and which is amazing for fucking, Avatar and all that stuff. But he was able to use the IMAX camera and all this sort of stuff on human expressions. Robert Downey Jr. does an amazing job as well. Yeah. Fucking great movie. I mean, for me, it breaks it. For me, it's a 3-hour movie and it kind of broke down into 3 sort of bits for me, right? Yeah. So the first chapter was this idea that this guy's going through and he keeps thinking about the stars and whatnot and the excitement of scientific breakthroughs. You know,
Mhm.
it was the first one to bring, was it quantum physics or something, quantum whatever to the US.
Okay.
You know, he had a relationship with Einstein and everything. Almost felt like the Avengers.
When he said relationship, like he knew.
Yeah, he knew Einstein. Yeah,
okay.
he knew Einstein.
Okay.
Almost felt like the Avengers, I have to say. Like just the people in there, and you're like, oh, these are real life people and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, so the first hour for me was like that, the scientific breakthroughs and all that sort of stuff, and thinking about it, and the scientists are geeking out about certain things. There was a scene where, you know, this was back in the days, man, so there was no internet and whatnot.
Of course.
Guy ran out of the barber shop, went to find the professor, what's his name, Oppenheimer, and telling him, look, they discovered they split the atom and whatnot. So they're geeking out about science. So the first part was that. The second part was like kind of getting the team together. Again, that felt like the Avengers, honestly. Like, I don't know these scientists and whatnot. Obviously, it's based on real, you know, the Manhattan Project, and and Oppenheimer was. He headed up the team to create the atom bomb and whatnot. But it was almost exciting in the sense like the Avengers coming together and they're all trying to brainstorm on the best way to create this nuclear weapon, this atomic bomb. And then the last scene and then the end of that was the whole moral dilemma, the aftermath. Now they didn't go into what happened in Japan, but just the moral dilemma of them, you know, the scientists involved, and how the country turned against him after.
Oh really?
Yeah, the country. He was like the most popular man, the father of that atomic bomb, and then you know the U.S. country, they turned against him. They didn't.
In what sense though? Like he's a monster? What he's created, or?
Well, it was more about treason actually. It was more about treason. Given and do you know what's crazy about this? And like, again, I haven't read. I don't know the full. Like hopefully it's based on true events. But it was more about the Russians. They're at World War II fighting the Germans and the Japanese. But the whole point of actually setting this nuclear bomb off was to let the Russians know what we had. They kept talking about the Russians.
So they built a bomb just to show that country, Russia, say, hey, we got this if you try it with us.
Russia. They kept talking about Russia was involved in World War II helping us. Russia was fighting Germany against World War II. But it was more it was more to prove power. But to Russia, not even Germany or Japan. Like by the time the atomic bomb was created, Germany was defeated. Hitler was dead. So then also they mentioned that they were like, well, Japan's a defeated army. We don't need to.
So why did they still go for it?
Because of power. Because they wanted to show what they've developed, what they've built. And even with the scientists, they were like, well, maybe why don't we just detonate it here in a safe place and show them what we have. It's like, no, we need to set an example. But there was a scene that was horrible and also like just like fucking crazy where they were sitting in a room with, you know, the Ministry of War, military or whatever, and Oppenheimer was there, and then they had 11 cities or 12 cities of Japan that they wanted to nuke, right? And Kyoto was one of them, and the dude, I can't remember who he was, like the military head or whatever he was. He was like, oh, let's cross off Kyoto because me and my wife go there on honeymoon, and I'm like, the cheek. Like, you're about to blow up this country with an atomic bomb looking to kill hundreds of thousands of people, but you wanted to keep Kyoto off the list because you go there and you actually think you're gonna go back there, which they did, and they would do. But the like I said, that last part was where, you know, it just the moral dilemma, man. They were thinking of solutions of how do we not do this? How do we not blow them up? But there was also
no way out of it after.
Listen, the politicians, the military, they made a decision, right? And at the end, they didn't even inform him when they took the bombs.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't there, and they didn't inform him that they blew. He heard it on the radio.
Damn.
And that's what's fucked up about it. They didn't even inform him when they were gonna drop it. Jeez. He heard it on the radio. You know, and then after there was the whole movie was kind of based on about the treason, who told what, who was a Russian spy and all this sort of stuff. But the facts that got me was like all of those moral dilemmas and whatnot. They didn't really have to do it. The scientists who were involved, a lot of them were against it. Like, what are we doing? You know, even he, like I said, he had his moral dilemmas. What are we doing? What have I done? He quoted those words from the Bhagavad the Hindu scriptures story about becoming the creator of death and all that sort of stuff. And then
he was big into that, right? He was reading into
he was a very intelligent sort of guy anyway. But then it was like we didn't need to bomb them, we didn't need to kill them. And again, it was just a mode that you could see people some people celebrating as hell, of course, the military and all that sort of stuff. Some scientists might be, but they again felt fucking horrible about it. I don't know how they lived with themselves. But then, you know, the whole movie was based on the treason, who fucking who committed treason and told the Russians what we got going on here. So anyway, it was a great movie. Sound effects was amazing. Like Nolan does a great job with sound. Nolan does a great job with sound from peace, quiet to dramatic explosions. He doesn't like CGI, so he didn't do any CGI. So when you saw the explosions, what you see is a lot of close up. So it's probably like a little explosion, but a very close up of the fires burning. So you know, you wouldn't see the big mushroom cloud and whatnot. But you see close ups of the fire and everything within an explosion. So bro, great movie, and I was actually entertained for 3 hours. I don't think I could watch it again because of how long it is. Like I said, a 3 hour movie based on dialogue is
it's a tough thing, man.
But he done it very well. So I think a one-off for me personally, great. It has got me interested, and I feel like I do want to download Oppenheimer's book to see if there's more to it. And that.
Funny if you were saying that, I was on Amazon the other day looking at the book, and I was just thinking of buying it and reading it. Because reading a book is obviously there's so much more detail into it. So I was thinking about buying the book, man, but I do need to watch the movie. Even Dad said it was a good movie. The following day, Dad was like, it was a very good movie. A few inappropriate scenes.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up. So we've been having jokes about it. Like, we knew that because there was all these things that Nolan broke his rule of nude scenes and whatnot. So we were like, shit, man, it's going to be uncomfortable watching it with Dad. So we were trying to get Jakob, our friend, to sit next to Dad the whole time. End of the day, his ticket, we couldn't book his ticket because his card didn't work. So he had to book a ticket. So he was in front of us here. And then, say you're me, I'm Kibbs, and Dad's here. So every time one of those scenes come on, and it was just like boobies showing on one. That one was kind of like awkward, but it was there. There was another one where she was kind of riding him, which is kind of awkward. But Dad, the Kibbler's here, and he's like, oh shit. And I'm looking at Kibbs. So like, Dad's here, right? So I'm looking right at Kibbs like this, and I'm like, get Dad's eye contact. Bro. He's like, fuck off, bro. Bro, it was jokes. We had jokes with that, but there were some hijabis at the front, and we were just like, I'll stop for the laugh, man. They were walking with the kids and stuff. I'm like, damn.
It's one of those things, man. We always grew up when it came to like adult scenes. It's just that respect. You just look away if you're watching it.
I feel uncomfortable now, even as an adult. If there's a kissing scene on TV and mom and dad's in the room, I'm like, shit, forward it, man.
It's just always uncomfortable out, man.
Yeah, you know? But it was. Outside of that, great movie.
I need to watch it.
Really enjoyable.
For me, I couldn't do it due to time. It was late, and I like to be in bed early, man. Plus, I like to, go with the kids, man. Is that a star? Look at that, bro. That's a star, right? That's crazy.
Is that a star? That is a star.
That is a star.
That could be a planet or something. But no,
is that a plane?
That's a plane, bro.
Nah, bro.
That is a plane, man.
That is a plane. But that was bright for a second.
Yeah.
And
alright, the next thing on the list that we watched was Secret Invasions. Finally finished that off.
Yes.
The whole show, I know there's been a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of people saying that it's one of the worst rated or viewed shows.
Way,
I don't agree. She-Hulk by far is the worst.
She-Hulk was shit.
Yeah, and some of the other ones weren't that great either, but I thought this was one of the best ones, one of the good ones.
For me, after what's the one? Captain and Falcon.
Yeah.
So Captain Falcon, Loki, WandaVision. And then after that,
Moon Knight was good. Moon
Knight was decent, yeah. And then it kind of just went downhill with Captain Marvel and She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah.
But Secret Invasions, it was good.
Definitely better than those ones.
The last episode was a bit rushed, in my opinion, but it was good. Yeah,
look. So they got in Super Scrolls involved and whatnot. And there is that whole dilemma. It's like, now is she the strongest? What's the limitations to her powers? Is she the strongest superhero? Yeah, because she's got everyone's genes, right? All the Avengers and all that sort of stuff, right? I do agree that the last episode, right? Because you always think that the last episode should be the longest one. There should be a big battle and whatnot, but they haven't been doing that, right? We haven't been getting that in these shows, which is not a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. But it always feels like that the last episode should be an hour long and it should be a big battle and very dramatic and whatnot.
Dialogue as well, like. The last battle,
spoiler alert, man. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Why can we not remember his name?
Gravik. Anyway, between the battle with, I forgot her name anyway, but, you expected a bit of more of a dialogue to it before she kills him. But it was like, you're just like your father, and she went, pow, and then that was it was done. And then the scene just skipped to Samuel Jackson and his wife and him going back, and then that was it. And I'm like, oh, that...
did feel rushed. I mean, look, he had his dialogue when she was disguised as Nick Fury and he was having to go at him and say, this is your fault. I think that was the dialogue. But yes, I do think the fight was rushed. I'm not gonna
The
lie.
fight was sick.
I liked it,
The
man.
fight
The
was
way
sick,
they were
yeah,
just
yeah.
transforming into Hulk and all these
and
Groot,
Drax
that was
yeah,
awesome.
it was good,
I thought that
man.
was fun
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Scrolls and whatnot. Again, let's see if she's. I would love to know what the limitations of her
Yeah.
powers is and where she
Is
shows
as
up again.
strong as Carol Danvers?
Yeah. Is she as strong as that, or is there limited? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But I listen overall the show, and also look the whole thing about Rhodey, which is very interesting.
Oh.
I mean, look, the director's come out and said that he's been a Skrull since Civil War.
Yeah.
That's a long time away. That means Infinity War, Endgame, all of that. But then again, you know, I thought I sent another theory saying that it was after Endgames and before Falcon and Winter Soldier, because in Falcon and Winter Soldier it looked like he was walking normally without the leg braces.
Endgame, when he gets crushed by the building and he had to escape out of his suit, he had to drag himself out of the suit. Do you remember that?
Yes, he didn't.
Yeah. I do remember that. And yeah, you're right.
And at the end of Endgames, he was close with freaking Iron Man's bodyguard. What's his name? Played by John Favreau.
Rhodey.
No, Rhodey and him. John Favreau. Who's John Favreau's character in Avengers? What's his name again? Happy. They were standing next to each other at the funeral.
Yeah.
I believe that's the first time they've been together. No. They've seen each other before. But I believe he was standing there with his leg braces and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the rumors were the director said Civil War, which is confusing.
Yeah.
But then other theories say that it was between Endgames and Falcon and Winter Soldier. But I'm very interested in it. I'm interested.
Yeah.
Listen, this show has left me with that.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yes, for Rhodey, because Rhodey, we've known him since 2008. He was there from the first Iron Man. Iron Man.
You think about his Iron Man's boy, man.
Yeah, but he's been there since 2008, so I'm interested to see where he was taken over.
Do you think they'll show that in what's the new show?
Iron
War?
Yeah,
Armor War.
Armor War. It might be a setup for that in regards to what happened, and I'd love to know that. I mean, when he came out of his coma thing, they said that you've been away for a long time. They said a long time, so we don't know what long time. Yeah, we don't know what that means.
Because let's be real, if it was during the Civil War, and he was a Skrull, man, why would you want to help out with Infinity War and Endgames?
Well, I guess there was agendas there, right? There was certain agendas there. I thought maybe during the blip, because Kibler was thinking that maybe in Endgames, right? So during the 5-year blip, that something happened, that the Skrulls kind of invaded more. But then in Endgame,
do you see him blip though, right?
No, he doesn't blip.
Rhodey doesn't blip.
Yeah, he doesn't blip. But in Endgames, you see him in his leg braces, and he wasn't cocky. He was a dick in this, especially to Nick Fury. Yeah, he was a dick. So I don't think.
But I did like the acting. I mean, you saw a different side to Rhodey, man. Like he was
a Skrull.
He was a Skrull, but he was a dick. But it was good. I mean, what can I say, man? He was a dick to Samuel Jackson, and I think maybe that's what baited him out to Samuel Jackson as well.
Right out.
You know, Samuel Jackson thought, hold on, how's this guy talk down to me?
He knew. He knew something. Nick Fury knew. Sam Jackson I think he played this character great. He's been doing it from the beginning, but this is the first time we really got a chance to get to know this character. Very good.
He's suffering something, man. He's going through something. You saw it like when he was flashbacks were hitting him.
Yeah.
They hit him hard, man.
For sure.
The blip wasn't an easy thing for him, and he felt like he let the world down.
That's what I think, because he's the one who wanted to get the Avengers together.
Yeah.
And when the blip happened, I feel like he took responsibility.
Yeah,
that's what every great leader would do. They would take accountability of failure.
Yeah.
And Cap took accountability of failure and whatnot on that, but I think Nick Fury ultimately took the accountability of failure, and he blipped away. He wasn't even. I don't think I think also because he blipped away.
Yeah.
And I don't think because he couldn't even be there to help them as the leader.
No.
Like that's why I think he takes even more accountability that I couldn't even be there to
help the people.
Yeah. And get back. So I think a lot of that's got to do with him. But look, I think this kind of I'm a little bit lost in regards to, does this lead up to the Marvels?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this before the Marvels? I don't know.
We've got to find out when the Marvels come out.
Yeah, which will be later this year in November.
Which again, 50-50 about that.
Listen, I would watch it.
I would watch it.
Carol Danvers, I mean, I'm not most excited about her, Miss Marvel, Monica Rambeau, but
yeah.
them two, all three of them from three different shows. That's what I love about the MCU.
Yeah. They're able to
Three different shows, three different personalities coming together. I like it.
Yeah, definitely.
And
the trailers look good.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I mean, look, there's obviously the Kree army's involved. There's another Ronan, like what female Ronan.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's not blue like the other Ronan.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we'll see. Listen, I don't care what people say. Secret Invasions was in my opinion, I thought one of the better shows that we've had in the last couple Disney Plus shows. So anyway, that's our review. I think it's great. And that was awesome. Yeah, the next show that we watched was one of the most stressful shows I've ever seen. The Bear. The Bear is on Disney Plus. It's an adult show, so it's on Disney Plus Star.
A lot of swearing, guys.
A lot of swearing. Season 1 came out last year, and a cousin of ours told us he's got John Bethel, and I just got like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. And it's about like the restaurant business ultimately, but they all have some old freaking family traumas and whatnot, and trying to run a restaurant business. They truly showed the stress
behind the kitchen,
everything. Because the kitchen, every fucking episode, every scene that they're just down on each other, man, down into each other's faults. They're just screaming and shouting at each other. It's like they could not accept a little bit of success. They could not just enjoy a little bit of success.
Well, that's what happened at the end. He couldn't accept that everything being successful, and he, spoiler alert, he messed things up.
Things just didn't work out. I know, man. The relationships with everything, like it's like they can't hold a relationship with each other. Like they love each other, but man, they throw shit in each other's face. And just when stress hits, with listen, any job's crazy, but restaurant business seems like it's a very crazy business behind the kitchen.
Because that's not just any restaurant. What they eventually went for in season 2 was a high-end restaurant. They were looking at a three-star restaurant. That's what they wanted, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a 3-star. They wanted stars.
Stars, yeah. But like fine dining.
I think it's Michelin stars and all that shit.
Yeah, so like they wanted fine dining. And
the main character, he worked in a 5-star or a fine dining restaurant, one of the best restaurants in New York.
Man, I'll be honest with you. But he's a very good actor. A very, very good actor. He plays it well. He's facial expressions, and when he's stressed, and when he's happy, and a lot of swearing. What's his name?
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah, man, he's a good actor.
Yeah, and Ayo Edibiri. My bad, I'm sorry. I'll read it, bro.
Ayo Edibiri. You know who I liked? Evan Moss Bachrach.
Cousin. He was my favourite character.
Richard, his name.
I loved seeing his development through.
Oh, bro.
Because they're all going through their own traumas and whatnot. Yeah. But John Bethel was the brother and whatnot. He committed suicide in the show. There was a lot of things with their uncle borrowing money.
Who I felt was very toxic.
Yeah, he was toxic.
He was very toxic.
But what I think this show is like it was so captivating, but it was one of the most stressful shows I've seen.
Yeah, them last 2 episodes had us not on the edge of our seat, but it was like, what the hell is going on, man?
And all I wanted for them is to win. When they got the restaurant,
you wanted a happy ending.
Yeah, when they passed the gas test, I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, finally, man, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 episodes, or the last episode, you're like, oh my god, they're not gonna win. It's just like the way they're showing it in the show. It's like it's trying to show that no matter what they do, they
always one step back.
They are not gonna win. It's not like they're not doing it. They can't handle the pressures, and when the pressure kicks in, the trauma kicks in of the past, and they just all don't believe, especially the main guy, don't believe that they deserve this success. They can't just enjoy the success, and then it just goes down, and they just fold under the pressure.
Coming back to Richie's character, he was one character, even though after his ex-wife getting proposed to, and he's not, with in the family, blah blah blah. He did strive to do better.
He changed. I love the episode when he's like, I wear suits now. Yeah. I wear suits. He was awesome.
To see him being like, just like a mobster, he was kind of, he's got that hard Italian accent. But wearing a suit and taking things into his own hands and he put everything into it after that, man. And to see him grow was probably the nicest thing about the show.
It was good to see him grow.
It was good to see.
You felt like if anyone was going to fail and lose and die or whatever, it was going to be him.
Well, exactly. But it happened to be the main character.
Well, I mean, look, that's how they pull it. I mean, the main guy, he always just had stress. and his family was just stressed.
Whole
His
family,
mother
his
was
mom.
stressed.
What's her name again, man? The actress.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what?
She was good.
She was good.
She was negative, man. In her face was negative. She had a negative face.
She played such a brilliant role. Even like I said to Gilman that day, she just looks. She played it well. She looks fucked, like stressed, smoking, shaking. Words she can't even put the words together. And John Berthner was the same, and the main character the same, and the sister's the same. All of them in the family play it well. That they're just going through their own crazy.
But they couldn't love each other. They couldn't express the love. I mean, the brothers
and the sister.
But the mother couldn't show any love to them. It's just so weird. She couldn't say nothing nice. It was just screaming
that's what
and
she
shouting.
said at the end. She goes, "I can't be there when they are successful."
Yeah.
Because she brings so much negative in the past, which was quite emotional, man.
Yeah.
And this is another character. This the sister's husband. I forgot his name. Anyway, he had such a big burden on his shoulder, man. Not, what did you say, burden?
Burden's not, I don't know if
Not
it's burden, but it's like a weight on his shoulder.
A weight on his shoulder, because oh man, I felt the crime because
he was very positive. He would just get shouted at and whatnot. But it was, listen, man, like, they look to do season 3, right? So
I read up 2024, yeah.
Of course, they have to, because I don't feel right that the show ended at not just the beginning, the whole show. Listen, shows always build up, then the main characters have to go through adversity
and
always, and then it's happy and they win. So success.
Not this.
This whole show, every fucking episode, except that one when they get the restaurant, they pass the certificate. Every episode is just failure and stress and screaming at each other, and then the show ends with failure again, and I'm
this is what I like. The writers done it so well, man. The writers think, let's give him a bit of hope that everything's gonna be, lovely and jubbly, and then at the end they just thought, fuck you, it's still a misery.
I listen. I don't feel that show cannot leave me. That show, when it eventually finishes, however season they do, it needs to give me success. Honestly, because you
want a good happy ending.
I want these guys to win. I really do. That's what they've done with me after 2 seasons. Where you're like, how are you guys keep losing? They really want me. I really want them to win. That would be the best ending. If they just left it where they lose, I wouldn't feel right. But I would actually say, yes, it's great writing, but I can't believe that they don't win. Like there's loads of
sorry, that moon is distracting me, man.
It is captivating. It is quite nice. But it's like Tony Montana, for example, right? He was the main character. You loved him. You loved his American dream. You loved his accent. You loved his attitude. People wanted to be him. He was so fucking cool. But when he dies, you're like, he's a bad guy. He should die.
He was the bad guy.
It was amazing that you loved him, but when he dies in Scarface, you're like, well, he's fucking bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
Well, but in this one, not saying that they're bad guys and whatnot, but you can't leave me with them dying. As in they're failing. I don't want to see them
succeed. Because there's a part of them that are good. Yeah. Like they deserve to have that success after the trauma they've gone through. Especially with their mum and.
And the work they're putting into the restaurant. I mean, the way they're collaborating with the restaurant is actually amazing.
The bond between each characters.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful. So good. It's so good.
Watch it, guys.
Such a great show, honestly. What? And that last episode in the restaurant, I don't know how long, but they had a very long one-shot scene.
Yeah, one-shot, no cut scene.
Yeah, man. Because in the first season they had one.
It was like 20 minutes.
I think the first season had a whole episode which was one cut. I'm assuming a lot of improvising went on. But in this episode, they had a long scene. I don't know how long. It could have been 20 minutes because that episode was a bit like 40 minutes.
40 minutes. But it was brilliant because the way they went from the kitchen back to the main floor, back to the kitchen, and the music would change. And the colours would change. The atmosphere,
the attitude, the environment.
From being angry to going professional and then going back to being angry. That was brilliant.
But then it just ended with anger, man. It was crazy. It was great. Listen, The Bear, watch it. Great show. 100%. Look forward to season 3.
Bring it out quick, guys.
I love what they did with it. Such a brilliant show, man. So great watch. All right, let's move on. All right, this one's personal to me, man. We're moving into the MCU. This one's a bit personal to me, man. So there's a new Punisher out there, man, called Joe Garrison. No more Frank Castle.
Ooh.
So in the last issues of that last comic, I talked about it on the podcast. The Frank Castle we know, the Frank Castle who I love, the Punisher. He basically is no more in our universe. He was possessed by the beast from the hand or whatnot. He used that energy to transfer him to another universe or dimension or something, right?
Okay.
So our Frank Castle is gone somewhere else. He's alive, but he's in a different dimension.
Okay.
In our universe, there's a new so there's a new Punisher, and his name is Joe Garrison. And I really, they announced it at San Diego Comic-Con. He's a former SHIELD agent, military guy and whatnot. I don't know his backstory. I'm assuming he's gonna have something similar.
No,
now,
why?
Listen.
Why?
No, hear me out. Listen, of course I'm biased. Not only do I love the Punisher, it's Frank Castle that I love. That's the guy that I love. That's the freak I love. Now, it's going to be difficult because you're not just you're bringing the Punisher back, but you're getting rid of Frank Castle, which is, I think, even bigger, right? It's a harder thing to take. I'm going to buy them. I'm going to buy these comics because I want to read them. I need to give them a chance, right? That's the truth. However, I do feel like that. Why? Why are you getting Frank Castle after all these years?
Guy fought in the Vietnam War. Bro, he lost his family. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of anger in him. This guy's...
We don't know his story yet. Not yet. So we'll learn it. I'm assuming it's going to be something similar. I'm assuming Frank Castle influenced him in a way for him to take on the mantle. Listen, I want to shit all over this. I want to. But I'm not going to until I read the comics.
But no, pass the mantle. It's not like giving the lantern ring to someone else, bro.
Yes, Frank didn't do it personally, I know. But Frank would never do it. He didn't want anyone to do what he did. It was only him. Look, man, I want to shit on it, but I'm not. Until I read them, I can't shit on it.
I mean, I'm not going to shit on it, but I'm going to wait for your thoughts and you tell me what you think of this new guy. But why, Marvel? Just leave it.
Just bring Frank back.
It's like bringing another...
But he'll come back. This is what I think they're going to do. They're just getting rid of Frank for now.
No, look how many Ghost Riders there are now.
Yeah.
But there's so many Ghost Riders. Just leave it as Johnny Blaze, man.
I know, but I want Frank back. I no matter what you lot do, I don't care what Marvel do and give me a year of someone else, Joe Garrison and whoever. I want Frank back. That's gonna be a hard one to let go. I can't let go of Frank. I'm
Why not just give Joe Garrison and make him the cuddler or something?
Nah, bro, we need the cuddler. Listen, man.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Imagine to change Logan. Someone else got adamantium claws in a different universe, and
they created other characters.
But not.
Yeah, I know. But like what I'm saying is like the Punisher's the Punisher, cool, right? But Frank Castle is going to be Frank Castle. Joe Garrison's going to be John Garrison. The Punisher is the nickname of their actions, which is the war and shit. Now this is what's going to be different. This is why I have to read it. Frank Castle he had the war on the streets.
Oh yeah.
Right? Obviously it's PTSD or whatever, but his thing was his war on the streets against crime. Yeah, right? Yeah. Let's see what Joe Garrison's mind frame's gonna be. What is it? What is your what has happened to you? I'm assuming his family.
This is in another universe, right?
No, this is on our Earth, I believe.
This is his. Okay, cool.
This is because the Frank Castle we love is gone. He's in a different dimension. He's not on our Earth no more. Our universe.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say, yeah. And this, I think we were watching a podcast the other day with I don't know his name, but do you feel like this whole multiverse and different dimension is going out of hand recently?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
We were listening to.
Who was it?
We were at the dinner table, the dining table, and we were watching two guys. I can't remember, man. They were talking about
Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne. So
they were talking about how the multiverse and this whole dimension thing is, yes, it's nice, but do you think it's kind of going out of hand now?
What Charlemagne was saying was, as fans of the comic book, we get it.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan and you're a fan who jumped on board during Endgames and whatnot, and now you're like, well, I don't get what's going on. So as a fan, you're in, but as a casual, you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's making me think too much. I'm too confused, and that's why they might be losing.
Funny if you say that. One of my colleagues went to watch the new Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, whatever, and he came out, and I said, "How was it? What do you think, man?" Because I was so gassed. He was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "What do you mean?" Because there was too much happening. I couldn't keep up. I actually fell asleep for half an hour. I'm like, "What? You fell asleep?" But I can understand what Jet that boy.
But is he he's a casual.
Nah, he's a casual. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a comic book geek, but I know more than he does.
Yeah.
Even with the Flash, he was like, same crap. It's just like Spider-Man. This whole multi-universe stuff is just doing my head in.
Listen, the multiverse stuff, it's more complicated, right? It is a lot more complicated. You're trying to understand this and that. Look, I'm no expert on it, but what I'm saying is because I love the comic book world, I kind of get what they're doing and I get it. There's a lot of expectations in the multiverse. It's big because you so many characters and all that sort of stuff. But look, what would you about Frank Castle?
Frank Castle, yeah.
End of the day, his one's not a multiverse story. That's what I'm trying to say. In the comics,
so he's just basically
Frank Castle that we love, right? The way that ended was Maria came back alive. She left him because she was upset at him at the fact. So she
came back alive.
Yeah, the hand brought her back and whatnot. And why she left him, and which broke Frank Castle more, was she said that you, in honor of our family, you did that. You killed all those people. Like, I would never have wanted you to honor our family on our deaths or like that. And she left him. So I think that hurt him more than them dying. So he left. So she left, and she was actually pregnant, which was a beautiful way to end it for Maria. But it was a hard thing to end for Frank because what he did was wrong. Ultimately,
his kids, right?
Yeah, he honored his family by killing everyone, right? Or killing all the bad guys, right? Which Maria did not agree on. And that's why he couldn't take that. And he used the power of the beast that he had left to take him to another dimension, right? Even Doctor Strange, I think, said couldn't find him, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm saying. Anyway, we got this new guy, Joe Garrison, coming aboard. I'm going to read him and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I'm a Punisher fan. I'm going to love it. And I'm going to give you my thoughts after I read those comic books. End of the day, the Punisher's still alive. It's not Frank Castle no more. I'm very biased with Frank and I want Frank back. If you give me Frank back in the future, I'll be happy. But if you don't, that will get me a little bit. But anyway, in the MCU, the movie universe, I'm not ready to get rid of Frank. So you keep Frank. I want John Bethnal's Frank for the longest time and whatnot.
Yeah, so this is him, right?
That's him, yeah. That's him. He don't look like Frank. I like Frank, man. I like the way he looks. He looks a bit like...
futuristic.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't know, but I gotta give it a chance.
I'll let you read it and you can tell me what your thoughts are.
I definitely will be reading it.
I don't know, he just looks like a G.I. Joe character, man.
Well, he's ex-Shield.
G.I. Joe character. Ex-Shield, okay, fair enough. I'll let you read it.
I will read it. Yeah. I will. Listen. One thing I love about the Punisher is that he has no remorse. So as long as they keep that, that's one element you will keep. But let's see. We shall see. Alright, moving on real quick. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is in 2 parts. I think I spoke about this. Like 9 episodes each. So it's in 2 parts, 9 episodes each. Okay. Long show, man. It's going to be great. Kingpin's going to be the main antagonist. Apparently, I think it's got to do with him taking over a lot during the blip and whatnot. So I think that's why it's like Born Again, I think. I wonder if they're going to show Daredevil blipping away. I feel like he's going to blip away. It's going to be Born Again.
Daredevil, man. Like I said, Daredevil's my favourite Marvel character. I mean, like, I love my statue. I think he is, in my eyes, the Batman of the Marvel universe. My personal opinion. But yeah, so
definitely amazing. Definitely amazing. So that show, he's gonna show up in Echo end of this year. So I can't wait for that show.
Do you think it's gonna be a bit more comedic, his show?
No. I've already read things on whatnot. They're saying that it's gonna be as dark as the Netflix one.
Okay, because She-Hulk.
Yeah, but She-Hulk.
He was awesome. Yeah. He was awesome, guys, but they did make him...
Yeah, but the environment of She-Hulk was that. It was colourful, it was jokey. Yeah. He's going back to his environment, it's going to be different. Even if he can Echo, they're going to give his own, like...
Red,
not the Netflix one, but a version of that. Yeah.
I still can't believe he did the Walk of Shame, though.
It's in...
I think I would have She-Hulk was a team dreamer, because she's a huge bitch.
Yeah, she'll break you, bro.
Sorry.
She'll break you, bro. Yeah. Anyway, that show's coming out. Oh, we spoke about Loki earlier, didn't we? No, we didn't.
No, Loki season 2 trailer just dropped
today.
Well, second trailer, right?
Yes. Was that the second trailer?
Sure
that was a proper trailer.
That was a proper trailer.
That was good. That looked good.
Yeah. Listen, this is good.
Everyone's cussing these shows. This is the first Marvel season 2 show we're getting.
Yeah.
It looked good. You got what's his name again? Oh man, he's back.
Oh, the Goonies guy.
Yeah, I mean, we should know his name.
He's a good actor, and it's nice to see him in more shows and movies. How do you pronounce his name, bro?
As bad as it went, I had to go to Goonies to figure it out.
Ki-Yoon Kwan.
Ki-Yoon Kwan. Bro, he made me smile just seeing him in that in the beginning. But bro, this trailer looks awesome. He's doing this time loop thing. I compared it to the Spider-Verse thing, but I think it's different because it looks like that, but he's looping into different times. But the Spider-Verse thing, it was
they were in a different.
So things were wrong, but I'm interested to see. Look, I love the relationship between Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. They're just both so fucking charming.
Morbius.
And then them together as their characters, Loki and Morbius, is charming. I want to see if this links to Deadpool and the TVA because they're going to be in Deadpool and Morbius. So I want to see. They're not going to give that away, but what connection are they
I'm sure they might give us a little peek at the end of season 2.
Maybe. End of Ant-Man Quantumania, we saw Loki and we saw Kang the Conqueror, a variant of Kang the Conqueror. Loki was the first show that gave us the introduction of the time of the multiverse and Kang the Conqueror.
100%,
so I'm looking forward to see what more Kang they give us, what different variations they give us, how much more do they expand on the multiverse. Will it be confusing? Would it be, let's see what they do with it. It's going to be very interesting. It looked really good. Really good.
Yeah.
So
I think we got to see a lot of action in it as well. Loki losing his powers. Him and Morbius working together. It looks good.
It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So that came out. Freaking can't wait for that.
And check out the trailer reaction from yourself, and you did a reaction trailer.
Check it out on the channel. Alright. Okay, so the Marvels and Dune Part 2 will be coming out at the same time. However, Dune Part 2 will have priority over IMAX for the first 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
So if the Marvels keeps its release date, it will not be released in IMAX because that will be prioritized to Dune.
I never watched Dune,
Oh, so good.
I never watched
It was the first movie I came out, and I was like, because I've never seen the original ones.
Because it's a remake, right?
Yes, yeah. And the original ones were at the time groundbreaking as well. But I've never come out of a movie when I watched the new ones. Kibler was like, watch it, and I was like, yeah, look, I love cinema, so I went. So I didn't know what to expect. Bro, the sound of the movie was so good, and I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about the sound of the different things. I've never come out of a movie and like, the sound was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And just the film in general was amazing.
It was a good cast.
Batista's in it. You got
Jason Momoa.
Was he in it?
No, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
You're making that shit up, man.
Maybe I'm making shit. Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin is in it. Why have I lost my Google?
Zendaya.
She's in it. The main dude, I can't even remember his name.
Oh, he's playing the new Willy Wonka, isn't it?
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet. Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson. You got Oscar Isaac. Jason Momoa was in it. Yeah, you got
Stellan Skarsgård.
Christopher
Is he
Walken.
related to the other Skarsgård guys? I don't know. Christopher Walken.
Dave Bautista's in it.
Oh, Florence
Pugh. She might show her boobies again.
He's a good actor.
Who?
Austin Butler.
Yes, he played Elvis.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, great movie.
Ezra Miller. Did you see?
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry, that guy looked like Ezra Miller from a glance, man. I need to watch it.
Watch it. It's good.
Again, obviously, you know me and my lifestyle. I find it hard to sit down and watch a movie unless it's 6 o'clock in the morning when the kids are asleep, or like late at night. But by then I'm falling asleep. But I need to watch it before the second one comes out. Yeah,
do it, man. Do it. So anyway, Captain Marvel, if it stays on the same day, it won't be in IMAX. But to be fair with you, I wasn't gonna watch that in IMAX anyway. I don't feel like that's
boring.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but yeah. All right, moving on. There's loads of rumors about Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi.
In the group.
I think that might be some bullshit that's just sparked on the internet, but there's been loads of rumors about it. Venom 3 has been pushed or scheduled to come out July 2025.
Yeah.
So 2 years from now. And then let's finish off, man, with some couple things, man. So Star Wars series, Danny Glover himself is going to be writing a script for Lando how do you say his name? Lando one?
Calrissian.
I should know that, but I didn't want to butcher it, but I probably would. Anyway, he will be writing a script, I believe, with someone else. which
Danny
is the
Glover's
character he
the-
played. He's the
he-
guy
he
he played
played
Lando
Lando,
in
yeah,
the old
yeah.
Hounds one. So, let's see what happens with that. Alright, check this out. Flash. Everyone's been hating it.
Everyone's gonna hate it, man.
People hate it because of the CGI.
Yeah.
All this
Yeah,
sort of
we
shit.
all
Okay,
know, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Anyway, listen. Apparently, the success on video on demand and streaming has been amazing.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So the success of it on video on demand and streaming has been a lot more people have been streaming it. Way better than the cinema. Listen, it finished lower than Green Lantern. It's been one of that clearly shows that the movie was boycotted because it's not as bad as Green Lantern by far.
I enjoyed the movie.
Listen,
We spoke about it.
Yeah. we spoke about it many times. If you're gonna hate on it because of just CGI, I don't think that's the case. I think the movie's been boycotted. But to hate on the movie just because of CGI don't make all the sense.
Forget the CGI in total, guys. The story was good.
Again, it's based on a guy who runs fast and goes back in time. The whole fucking movie's fake. However,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, guys, superheroes ain't real. We all know this, yeah. But it's a way of taking our imagination out of the box. Forget the CGI. We know the CGI was crap, but the story was brilliant, man. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the story. Ezra Miller, not my favourite. Everyone knows this. He's going through his own issues. But it was a good movie, man.
End of the day, the video on demand is doing well.
That's what I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy to hear that.
Because it deserves its success.
It deserves its success. And you know what? Hopefully the success continues for that, man, because it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Listen, it's a good movie,
Yeah.
and it's worth watching, and it's got great nostalgia in it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. Look, maybe cinema's not easy for everyone these days. Maybe I don't know if COVID fucked it up, but maybe people don't want to spend that money, and they're like, I'll just wait for it to come out.
It's expensive now, man.
So yeah, exactly.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
It's cheap.
It's not
I took my boys to watch what did we watch recently, man?
not chemical. Elementals.
Elementals, yeah, and but after popcorn and tickets and this that, it was almost 40 quid, man. 40 quid is a lot of money, man, for a kiddie movie. No offense.
No doubt.
But hey, at the end of the day, I would never put a price on my son, man. It was just.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people, depending on the movie, right? Look, Oppenheimer and Barbie have been killing it. Right? Killing it. Now, Barbie, I do want to watch it. Apparently, it's like the wokest movie ever, but I do want to watch it. I'm very interested to watch it. Oppenheimer has been a great cinema movie.
I heard Barbie's doing better than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I heard the Barbie's smashing Oppenheimer, doubling the thing. But Barbie's Warner Brothers, so it's bringing Warner Brothers some success, some revenue back, because Warner Brothers with the DC movies have not been doing great. They got loads of other movies and whatnot, but the DC movies have been not been doing great because they haven't been the best, but they've been boycotted a lot. People are just hating on it and whatnot. But look, I'm glad the video on demand's doing well. In regards to Blue Beetle, Kibler watched it. He can't give out a review, but he did enjoy it. He had fun with the director. He met the director. They went out clubbing and shit. He said
twins in the picture.
They did, didn't it? Yeah. He's from Puerto Rico, and he said that they had a great time, and it kept him out. Kibler said he ain't been out in ages, and the guy, the
director kept him out.
They kept him clubbing or whatnot, which was hilarious. But I saw a tweet, by Zack Snyder, saying that I can't wait to watch Blue Beetle with my kids, and I can't wait. This is going to be the start of the new DC universe. He's supporting it, and that's
the energy you want.
And but that goes to show how amazing he is and how not insecure he is about what he's done with the DC universe, and how he's happy that the new universe is going to move on, and he's supporting it. And that movie comes out.
I wish all the best for the new director that's taken on Blue Beetle as well, because Kibler mentioned that he ain't got much projects going on, but he's done a few music videos. He's done a lot of Puerto Rican movies, if I'm correct. So this is his actually biggest movie that he's doing now. So hands down to him, and hopefully it goes well for him. I mean, like I said, I gave you my thoughts. I thought it looks a bit Power Ranger-ish, but I am gonna watch it because I know Blue Beetle was part of the Titans, and obviously he's part of the DC universe, and I support the DC universe and Marvel universe. But I am gonna watch it.
And Kibler said when speaking to the director had a lot of influence from old school anime and stuff like Guyver, Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. Listen, not even
Final Fantasy.
Exactly. With the Cloud Sword and whatnot. Not many people know about Guyver. You hear Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, but Guyver, you don't hear. I mean, that's what I mean. Listen, I'm gonna watch it. Kibler, again, he can't say nothing on the
But
movie.
he just said it's a good movie.
He said, man,
a lot of heart.
Yeah, it's a lot of heart. It's fun, and the CGI looked good to him.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we're bringing up the CGI.
I think it's a big thing. I think for people now, CGI is such a big thing. For me, man, like, just look past it, man.
Anyway, let's not go into. I feel like cussing people, but I don't want to, man. I just feel like no one can do. No, they can't do that. They can't do it. Anyway, all right. So that's Flash is doing well on video on demand. That's amazing. Keep going.
Keep going.
Scooby-Doo and Krypto. They've got a little thing that they're gonna announce. They're in the Warner Brothers universe, 2 dogs and whatnot. So that should be interesting.
That'll be interesting.
Bad Boys 4 is scheduled to release on June 2024.
You know what? Bad Boys has always been a good movie, a fun movie. With Big Willie.
Big Willie style.
I'll still watch it, but after his whole tantrum he had, just, I don't know, man. He's a great actor.
Listen, he's not inspiring me anymore.
So he's a great actor, but he doesn't inspire me. Yes, I agree.
I know he made a mistake, and a lot of people do. A lot of people make mistakes. But when you assault someone the way he did, as like a bully, that was bully tactics. That was like bullying tactics, and he bullied Chris Rock, where really his problems was his wife and his family.
100%.
And that's where I feel like I said, I lost a bit of respect for him and whatnot. He doesn't inspire me. His movies are still great, and he's a performer is the best. I'm gonna watch Bad Boys without a doubt, because he's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah. But when his Instagram, for example, when he tries to inspire, like that YouTube thing he had, if it happened after the thing, I wouldn't have watched it, because I'm like, this is not inspiring. You're not inspiring to me no more. Unfortunately,
he's not.
But he's still an amazing performer. He's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
Great actor. One of the
best.
best.
It's just a shame what he's going through.
It is. He needs help, and he needs to acknowledge, rather than being a bully and take out on other people, he needs to acknowledge that it's that, no doubt. But anyway, Bad Boys 4 coming out. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be jokes.
For life, man.
Yeah. All right. Finishing off, Kibler got a chance to take our little nephew Idris to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem premiere or screening. Yeah. Kibler gave a review on YouTube with his thoughts about it. Do check it out. Check out the channel.
It's out now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out. I want to watch it. Let's try and catch it if we have time. I don't know if we'll have time, but let's try and catch it.
Busy, man.
But so he watched it. So looking forward to it. Our nephew loved it and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Just on that real quick, they've already announced that they're doing like some sequel spin-off series on Paramount and whatnot, which should be interesting.
Is it with Seth Rogen again?
I think so. Yeah, it says
take charge.
Nickelodeon Movies are looking to expand the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem universe. According to Variety, the studios has already greenlit a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem sequel and a spin-off Paramount Plus series that will bridge the gap between the films. Point Grey Pictures will produce the films, with Jeff Rowe, director and co-writer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, returning to direct, and then Point Grey Pictures will also produce the Paramount Plus spin-off series. So it's all connected, same people, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if Seth Rogen's involved, but yeah. I want to watch it. If I don't watch it, I'm going to go to Dubai and watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I mean, my son came home, he was really excited about Baba, Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo.
What I loved about Idris's review, he goes, I like it all and all that stuff, but he goes, Raphael is the angry one, and Leonardo is the leader, and Michelangelo's a funny one, and Donatello wears glasses, he's a smart one. I love the fact that he took away those aspects of the characters. I love that kid, man, but obviously in the show, in the movie, they probably expressed it, and he took that away, which was awesome.
And he made us wear the mask and take a picture with Dad.
He got Granddad in the picture, putting on Donatello. Was that Granddad Donatello? Yes, I believe so. One, right? Yeah, Donatello. Only Idris can make our dad do that. Get the pictures, which is awesome. And then lastly on that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem panel. Nickelodeon has acquired the rights to the beloved 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon series, which will be coming out again on Nickelodeon or something like that. So that's pretty awesome if you want to watch the originals. That's it. Tomorrow you guys are going to watch Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, man.
You and Kibbs are going to go watch it, so go enjoy that. I said for Kibbs, it's best that you go because it's a car movie and you would appreciate it more than I would. But yeah, this week it's, oh my god, there was a lot. Well, listen, this podcast has gone on for a long time. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot going on. The brothers always expressing what our thoughts on things. You know, next week I'm gonna be back on Dubai. We'll figure out timings of when we can do this together. I know Kibla's ready to come back on, we definitely need to figure out a freeway thing, man. The brothers, you're involved in it.
Yeah.
The gaming channel, we need to
connect my Xbox, guys. I am playing a lot of games more on my Xbox and the PlayStation, but I just haven't set it up.
We need to set that up because that's growing a little bit as well. So, Ash will be on the gaming channel. Give us the trailer reviews of gamings and whatnot. We'll put them on the channel. We need to carry on somehow, figure out and get you on the podcast still.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that stuff out.
I'm camera shy, to be honest, man.
Shut up, man. You've been on it for a while talking your shit. So
I look tired. That's it.
But yeah, this week's gonna be busy, man. Just gonna finish up with work and see a couple people, and then we'll head back to. I head back to Dubai. Me and my wife head back to Dubai, and we'll get back into routine and whatnot. But listen, regardless of where I am in the world, where anyone else is in the world, where Curtis is in the world, we're gonna give you the Brothers Geek Out podcast. We're gonna give you Fight Talk because it keeps us connected, man. Every week we're connected through this. Yeah. We, yes, we do the podcast and give you the news of what we find out. We geek out. It's not even giving you the news. We're just geeking out about the news. Yeah. We're just kind of sharing it with you lot. But it keeps us brothers connected because that's what's important. Me being across the world is not the best life. It might sound like it's amazing. Yes, it's amazing, but being away from family is not the best. Because it sucks.
There's a great philosopher by the name of Dominic Toretto. It's all about family.
My guy made 10 movies about family.
All about family.
And a couple of cars here and there, but family. Yeah. And going into space and shit, but it's all about family.
I bet he runs not unleaded or like diesel, it's family.
But there's a funny meme that I saw about that. It was like, it was this taking a piss out of all the Fast and Furious movies. It's you send the Honda Civic to space. I could do that because I got family. Yeah. It's like you jumped from one car to another car on a bridge and didn't even hurt yourself. It's like, I could do that because I got family. It just takes a piss. Yeah. But it's true.
But it's a great movie. I mean, not a greite movie, sorry.
But the philosophy of family is true.
Yeah.
That's so true to me. Yeah. Means a lot
family
to me.
Family gets you far, man.
Listen, man, I've lived a great life, but no matter what, when I come back here, I feel the best. Mm-hmm. To see Isla crawl today was the best. To see Idris give us the philosophy talk is the best. So no matter what adventures I go on in the world, which is amazing, and I've been blessed, Allah's blessed me, and I'm privileged to do that. No matter what, when I come back here, yes, London's my home. I'm biased towards London. I think London's a shithole, but my family's here, and it makes this place great. So, that's what's important to me. But listen, let's leave it on that note.
It's past my bedtime.
Guys, thank you for support. We're almost at that 500 mark. Almost gonna get there. Listen, we're gonna get to 500 soon, and we're gonna double our subscribers.
Guys, listen, Spotify, right?
All of them, Spotify, Apple. Let's put them up on all of them. Check them out. But YouTube, we're almost on 500. All the other channels, I don't really know what we are, but I'm actually looking at just the YouTube one. But anyway, guys, appreciate it. Appreciate the support, the like, the comments. Mm-hmm. Y2, YK illustrations. Big up to you. Always supporting. Yeah. Check out his channel. He does some great. He's got some great content on his channel. Check it out. And guys, thanks for the like and support. Kibla will be back. And on that note, we'll leave you to it.
Cool. Peace, guys.
Peace. Lock off.